Welcome back to another Melanin Mental Health Monday. I'm Detaliana Patterson, and this is the Melanin Mental Health Initiative. So last week we talked a bit about how to recognize when you're experiencing higher levels of anxiety, what some of those symptoms may be, and how often it can be caused by stress in our lives. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video, just check below in the comments. I'll post a link down there. So today I'm going to give you 4 quick ways for you to manage your higher anxiety and stress. Now, the first 2 are about prevention, right? So you don't want to continue to go through life trying to put out the fires. You want to keep the fires from starting in the first place. So the first one is eliminating excess stress and triggers in your life. So if we often carry so many burdens, we carry so many responsibilities, often with the goal of trying to measure up and be perfect. But sometimes you have to take a step back. You have to learn how to say no and to be okay with that. I'm saying that again. Learn how to say no and to be okay with that, and learn how to take care of yourself in the process. So number 1 is eliminating excess stress and triggers. The second part, going along those lines, is taking care of yourself. Self-care is not merely meant to be an intervention, right? It's not merely meant to be the water to put out the fire. It's meant to also prevent you from getting to that space. So if you have a routine, implement a routine of self-care, right? So every day, at the end of the day, what are you doing to take care of yourself? What are you doing to decompress and to process what's happened so that you don't carry that stress into the next day? Okay, so there should be some kind of routine of self-care, continuously taking care of yourself so that you don't get to a point where that stress and anxiety is building up, and then you look up and you're on the verge of a panic attack because you haven't taken care of yourself along the way. So the first one is eliminating stress, and the second one is implementing a routine of self-care. Now the third one is one that I really love, and that's deep breathing. Deep breathing involves using your diaphragm instead of your chest. So when you breathe deeply, your stomach should be rising instead of your chest, right? So with the 4-7-8 technique, you're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and then breathe out through your mouth for 8 counts. That's 1 breath. And you're going to repeat that 4 times. And so by the end of that process, you should be more relaxed, you should be in a better mental state and better able to think more rationally. So the purpose of it is to relax you and to calm you. So you can do this when you've gotten to a point where you're completely anxious, or just as a daily routine, just to pause for a minute and become more mindful of your breaths and of what's happening and of your thoughts. So it's a really awesome technique. I encourage you to try it. So far we have number 1, eliminating stressors and triggers. Number 2, implementing a routine of self-care. And number 3, deep breathing and the 4-7-8 technique. Now this last one is one that's really important, and that's allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling. So riding the wave. So you ride the wave, but then you also have in mind that, okay, after this designated amount of time, I'm going to calm myself and I'm going to process this. So sometimes we tend to push those feelings off, try to avoid confronting them. And all it does is continue to build up inside of us, right? So that's where we start to have those physical symptoms and those pains and that anxiety and frustration in many areas of our lives, because we aren't allowing ourselves to feel and to process what it is that we're experiencing. So I encourage you, don't put it off. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to deny it. Ride the wave. Give yourself a designated, let's say today I've had a frustrating day. I'm going to come home and I'm going to sit with this for 10 minutes. I'm going to sit with this for 30 minutes. And then afterwards, I know, let me do, for example, some deep breathing to calm myself down. And then I'm going to journal. I'm going to process it in whatever way that I usually process, so that I can feel what I'm feeling, process it, and then let it go, right? So those are 4 quick things. So we eliminated the stressors. We implement a routine of self-care. We implement our deep breathing practice, and then we ride the wave and we process it so that we can move forward. All right, family, thanks for joining us for another Melanin Mental Health Monday. I am Detaliana Patterson, and this is the Melanin Mental Health Initiative. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and until then, don't forget to take care of yourselves.